A while back, I put out an Etsy video that a lot of people were really interested in, and it was how I scaled my Etsy dropshipping store in 30 days roughly was the title. And essentially what it talked about was how I hired virtual assistants from onlinejobs.ph to run my Etsy store in its entirety for me, right? We're talking the designing of the actual t-shirts, the designing of the actual products, and the graphic designs that we're putting on everything, because this was a print-on-demand store, right? We're also talking about they would process the orders, they would list for me, they would do everything. So I was paying them essentially to run and scale the store for me while I was focused on other e-commerce businesses, right? And while that was a great way to approach it, it was a little bit more expensive, even from the Philippines, than I was hoping for, because I had to pay them so much to do so much. As cheap as they were, it was still more expensive than I would like. And so right now, in the current time, with all the AI tools and cool software out there, you no longer need to do that anymore. You can just utilize a stack of software to do each individual thing for you, and then you're just paying a small subscription for that specific software, or in some cases a completely free pay-as-you-go type of software to run and handle everything for you in your Etsy print-on-demand business. Okay, so it is a new age. It is a completely different business model now. You don't need to constantly be designing stuff yourself. You don't need to really design anything at all. You can if you want to. If you're more creative and you like that, that's totally fine. But I'm going to show you my entire process here, all the software, the specific AI and how I use it that runs and scales my Etsy dropshipping business for me, okay? So the first thing that I utilize is Gelato to actually put the actual designs on products, right? We're talking products of all kinds. So t-shirts, sweatshirts, mugs, backpacks, anything that you can think of, Gelato has it. You can look through all their products. I'm going to show you the back end of their store here. And as you can see, once you sign up for Gelato, it is completely free. They handle everything for you, from the actual printing of the t-shirt or mug or whatever, the actual design onto the product. So you don't have to do that. You don't need to have your own press. They also handle all the shipping and logistics for you. So again, you don't need to ship anything out. You don't need to actually input the tracking number into the order. You don't have to do any of that anymore. They also handle the sourcing of the actual supplier for you, right? So you don't need to go out and find somebody that has a bunch of t-shirts and constantly monitor their stock levels. You don't need to go out and find somebody that has a bunch of backpacks or a bunch of shoes or a bunch of hats or headbands or whatever. They've already located the suppliers. They've set up the agreements, and you can just piggyback off what they've set up completely free, and then just pay as you go for specific sales. So you don't pay them anything until you get a sale, and then you pay a slight portion of that sales profit to Gelato to do all the fulfillment, all the printing for you. It is a no-brainer. So if you'd like to try Gelato, you can do so completely free in the description below. That is the first software that I'd recommend. Sign up for Gelato. Now, the second software that I'd recommend is a software called Vectorizer. Essentially, what this is going to do is it's going to allow us to recreate hot selling designs in our own way, take all the white out of the background or all the other colors out of the background, and isolate certain colors within an image. You're going to see it in action in this tutorial. I'm going to walk you through everything and how to use it. This is stupidly cheap. I believe the subscription's like $8.99 a month or something ridiculously cheap like that. Whatever it is, it's worth it. If this was $100 a month, it would be worth it. It has allowed me, and it can allow you, to save so much time and so much effort, because you no longer need to actually cut out the individual designs, which I hated and was so time consuming and so frustrating. This solves that problem. What used to take literally dozens of hours a month, if not more, now you can do in seconds. Honestly, a lot faster. You're going to see the power of the software. Then obviously ChatGPT. Now you don't need the actual paid version of this. You could just use it completely free. You could also use something like Copilot. I'm going to give you the exact prompts that I put in to get the actual titles, descriptions, tags, or the listings that are going to help it rank higher in SEO on Etsy, so you're getting higher visibility. And basically what we're doing is we're out competing all the other Etsy sellers that are creating their own designs and designing what they think is cool, because we're going to go after proven designs that we know are going to sell. We're going to improve on the design. We're going to improve on the title. We're going to improve on the description. We're going to improve on the tags. We're going to improve everything there, so our design is better. Our listing is better. We're ultimately going to get more sales over time. This is not an instant fix, right? But over the weeks, the months to come, our design will slowly outrank theirs, get more sales. And the more designs that you put up that obviously start to snowball like that, the more your store will start to sell consistently. It is a game changer. So that's all the software. Now, one other software that you could utilize is a product research software. There are a bunch of them out there. Everbee comes comes to mind. It's the one that I typically use and recommend. But in this tutorial, I'm just going to take you through the basics. So if you don't want to use a product research software, I do have an Everbee tutorial. I will drop that at the bottom of the description if you want to learn how to actually use that to find hot selling designs. But you don't need it in the beginning when you're first starting. So you could search pretty much any design on Etsy. You want to be in an incognito browser, and then you just want to find some sellers that are selling pretty well by looking at their specific shops, right? So let's just pull up a bunch of listings for this example, and I'll show you what I mean. And once you find a good seller, like if you scroll down right here, this person has 5,500 reviews. You want to go to their shop, and you want to find somebody that has sales that is clickable, right? So if we scroll down, you can see this ARC t-shirt shop right here has a ton of actual designs here. So we're going to come down to their clickable sales. If they don't have a clickable sales button, this is an option in the back end of your seller account where you can turn on or turn off. So some stores will have it and some stores won't. If they don't have it, then you just want to click into their reviews, and you can kind of go through their past sold here based on what's reviewed very recently. That is a less efficient way to do it, but still possible. But the better way is just find somebody with a clickable sales button so that when you click this, you can literally see all their best-selling designs that have sold recently ranked in order. So this just sold, the duck sold twice, then this one sold a bunch, then this one sold a bunch. And so once you find a store like this that's selling really well, you know that these products and these designs have sold. It doesn't matter if they're a sweatshirt, a t-shirt, a mug, shoes, a hat. Like, it does not matter what it actually is. You're just going after the design here, and then you can put this on a number of things. In this case, we'd be t-shirts or sweatshirts, but you could also put this on hats, backpacks, and really differentiate your store as well. So as an example, let's just take this one. Oh, come let us. It's a little play on Christmas. So we're going to take this right here, and we're going to take a snippet image of this actual design, and we're just going to take it into ChatGPT, paste it in there, and we're going to give ChatGPT a simple prompt to tell it to recreate this hot selling design, but make it better and make it slightly different. And we'll see what it comes up with. If we don't like what it comes up with, we can just re-roll it again. But typically speaking, it does a pretty good job of making a better design that's a little bit more crisp. And obviously, we don't have to pay an expensive graphic designer. So, oh, come let us, adone him. And that's not really spelled right, so we'll just re-roll that. And so it did a pretty good job there, right? So as you can see, it's got like the Christmassy ornaments. It's got like kind of a wraparound with like Christmassy leaves and a cool little background and all the different designs there. Oh, come let us adore him. Did a pretty good job, right? Like, I used to pay graphic designers to do this, and it cost like thousands of dollars, not for this design, right? But as you're scaling an Etsy shop, I know from past experience that it gets expensive really quickly when you're paying for graphic design work like that. But again, you don't need to do that anymore because this will do it for you. ChatGPT with DALL-E does it perfect job now. And if you don't like it, just re-roll it again, tell it to redo it again like I did in this example. And so now it did a bang up job there. As you can see, this is the original design. Not bad, but kind of basic. And this is our design, which we're now going to put on a t-shirt, on a mug, on a backpack, on a hat, whatever. Improve the design. Like I said, now we're going to improve the SEO of the actual product as well. And also use Gelato to print this on whatever we want, do the shipping and the fulfillment for us. And then we just sit back and we collect the profit on every single sale. And we don't have to do anything once we get the design up. It is a game changer. It's a completely different time period for print on demand, not just on Etsy, but in general. And so the next step here is you're actually going to take a snippet image of this. Why a snippet image is what somebody asked me in the last one, because if you download the actual designs, a lot of times for this, for example, like if you download this entire picture, ChatGPT might take the background outside of the picture. It might take the sides of the sweatshirt and think that that's part of the design when it's not. So that doesn't happen often, but every once in a while it does. So don't give it any ambiguity. Don't confuse it. Just take just the design, snip it, make it super simple. It'll do a better job, okay? And then when you're in ChatGPT right here, if you just download it with the download button, it downloads it as some weird like Chrome or weird like HTML file or something. And then it's weird when you put it into Vectorize. Don't do that. Just take another simple snippet image of it. Again, very easy. That way there's no ambiguity. It's not difficult for Vectorizer to decipher what we're trying to do here. And so now we're going to upload this image into Vectorizer, which is a game changer of a software. This, again, for those of you that need to know, is Vectorizer.io right here. Get it? It's a game changer. We're going to simply just upload that file into here and you'll see it at work. Okay. So what it's basically going to do is it's going to isolate all the different colors and then let us pick what colors we want in our design. And it's going to automatically hide all the rest. In the past, I used to have to go through and either individually cut all that out in Photoshop, or I had to pay somebody to do it for me, which again was either a nightmare, took a long time, or, got expensive very quickly. We don't have to do that anymore now with Vectorizer. We can just hide all the colors. So as an example, we're going to go in the palette up here a little little higher because you can see like it gives you a bunch of options. It's isolated all the individual shades of colors in this one. And then it's like, hey, if you don't want all those, you want a little bit less color schemes in there with a little bit less variations. It gives you a few. And then slowly as you go up, it gets less and less color palettes, which makes it easier for us to find the specific colors that we like. So for this specific example, we're going to go a little bit higher where there's one like right here. And we're going to pick this one and hide all the other colors. So see what it comes up with. See how it kind of changed the shading there. And so what we're going to do is we're going to hide this green and see what that looks like. And then we're going to download the image, download it as a PNG. And so now we're going to put this on something in Gelato. So if we just go to our product catalog, once you set up and you connect your store, it's very easy. I have another Gelato tutorial on how to actually connect your store, how to set it up. It's very simple. It's very self-explanatory. Once you sign up, it will literally give you the option to connect in your Etsy account. And then once you're connected, everything will be automatically synced. But you just go to product catalog. You can also track your orders here. You can add another store as well. Go to product catalog and pick whatever you'd like to put this on, right? So you could put this on a hat. And you can see all the options for hats here, right? You got beanies, you got other hats. You could put it on a mug or a bottle. You could put it on other things like flyers or folders or business cards. I don't know why you would, but you could. Put it on a sign. You could put it on kids' clothes, a onesie, a tote bag. You can make wall art. You can put it on a calendar. Calendar, is a little caveat there, was a game changer last year. I haven't got into it yet. Right now is just about the time where you want to start introducing those types of things into your Etsy shop because they're going to go crazy right before Christmas and really start to sell if you make a good one, right? But for this example, let's just pick a t-shirt. We'll keep it basic for this tutorial's sake. And you can pick a t-shirt, a hoodie. It doesn't really matter. We'll pick a t-shirt. We'll pick just this normal Gildan 5000. And as you can see here, you can pick the color of your shirt. You can pick the sizes available. You could add a bunch of them. Let's put it on a green shirt just to show you the difference of the actual original design or the design that we actually made to show you the improvement. So we'll say forest green is kind of the color. We'll pick that one just to show you in this example, and we'll start designing. But you can pick any color. You can pick any size. You can pick a variation or a bunch of different ones. It's very, very easy. Once you're in here, you could also select the specific color backgrounds that you want to add to your store. You could select the specific sizes, and again, a combination of a bunch, right? And then you just add the design from your files, upload it from your computer. There it is right there, the transparent PNG that we made. Add it in there, and boom. Make sure you drag it. When you click in here, you can see just how big the actual printing space is. And I always recommend, in most cases, again, use your best judgment, but in most cases, you want to make it almost as big because the bigger the surface area, that's what somebody's buying the t-shirt for. You don't want to stretch it past, obviously, because then there's gonna be parts in the actual design that aren't going to show up in the print, so don't do that. But drag it just enough so that you're seeing the majority of the design, but it's not expanded past that area, okay? And let me show you what this actually looks like now. Pretty solid, right? Like, again, that's transparent. Oh, come let us adore him. That's a better design that we just made in 5 seconds than the original one that's selling like hotcakes right now on Etsy, and we made that super quickly. And again, just to show you, like, you can go back into Gelato if you don't want this as green. Let's say we put it on a tan shirt here, drag it over into a tan shirt, boom. Obviously not as good in my opinion, but I wanted to show you those colors don't really mash up as well, so tan wouldn't be the best choice. I just want to show you the green so I can show you just how much better our design is than the original, and then you can either save it as a template or add it to your actual Etsy shop. Now, the last thing is once you take it a step further and you want to add the title and the description and the tags, right? The easiest way to do that, again, rather than create what you think is cool or describe it yourself, which again won't be as good as AI will do it and also takes a while, just run it through ChatGPT, okay? So you can see I do this with the Etsy GPT prompts that I have up here on the side of my own ChatGPT, and all you essentially do is for the title and the description, I usually put this prompt in. So I say, I'm putting this design on a hoodie slash, and you can read it right here. I literally paste that into ChatGPT. I paste the design as well. So I'll throw the design in, I'll throw this in. So ChatGPT knows the design. It knows what I want, that I want that design on a hoodie, a sweatshirt, a mug, whatever. Obviously tell it that in the prompt, and then tell it to create you a great title that you can use to communicate why people should buy it, but also full of SEO and good keywords to help your listing rank higher in Etsy search. And you will be amazed at the actual description and title that it gives back to you. It is phenomenal. It will outrank everybody else. Again, over time, as you start to get sales, not an instant fix, but now your design is better, like I just showed you, instantly with Vectorizer and ChatGPT with Dolly. And now your title, your description is better. And then if you want to improve your tags as well, because nobody wants to sit there and create 15 tags. And again, AI is better at it than you. You just put this prompt in. Can you give me 13 tags in common format? That would help my Etsy SEO get more views and visibility to make more sales. Make sure each tag that you give it is under 15 characters long because that's the limit on Etsy. And then make sure to give them to me back to back so I can copy and paste them all into Etsy at once. Run both of these through ChatGPT with the actual design, then put that into Gelato, add it to your shop, and bam. In about 2-3 minutes, you've used AI to create a better design and a better listing for a product that you already know is selling well on Etsy at the current time. time period. And the scalability with this is literally limitless. So that is how I cut out the middleman. That is literally how I cut out the majority of my team. I stopped paying an arm and a leg for graphic design, for listing, for order fulfillment. And I just outsourced it instead to Gelato, to Vectorizer, to ChatGPT, and a little bit of Everbee as well when I do my product research. So honestly, guys, there's no excuses anymore. It is so easy now with software like this and AI tools. Again, if you'd like to try Gelato, you can do so through that first link in the description. The other tutorials I reference will be at the bottom of the description if you want to watch them. But as always, this is just what works for me, so I really hope it helps.